You've been in town since Tuesday.
Yes.
Tell me about your time in San Francisco so far, your impression of the city.
It's been absolutely amazing. I rolled in on Tuesday and it was really warm. It was like 75 degrees the first day. I was like, wow, I can't believe it. Now it's cold.
Definitely a little bit of a weather change.
Yeah, but
yeah.
This temperature to me is perfect. The people are so welcoming here.
Yeah.
I've met so many people that throw parties, that host events and whatnot, hospitality. You know, phono bar, been to a bunch of record shops. I went to Vinyl Dreams, went to Originals Vinyl.
Yeah.
And today I went to this shop, I don't know how to pronounce the name.
RS 94109.
RS zip code.
The zip code, yeah. Yeah, that's a beautiful shop too.
Tenderloin. Oh, this one was great. This guy Noah was working and he's friends with Louis from Phono Bar, and he hooked me up. Most of the records I played tonight during that set, I just bought 2 hours prior.
That's amazing.
To the show.
Yeah.
I love doing that. I love going to a city, digging for records, finding something, and playing. First started buying those records, those first few that I bought, it was like artists that are legends in the game to this day, like Kevin Saunderson and Shay Damier and Kerry Chandler, Armand Van Helden, Todd Terry.
Yeah.
These were the records I was buying, and I didn't know who they were at that time. I was just like, oh, what is this? Oh, this sounds so good, you know? And just buying them and learning how to play and mix them together. When I got to my second year in college, I was like the dorm DJ. It was hilarious. Like everyone would come to our apartment. We had like an apartment, but it was a dorm. It was weird. It was Boston, Wentworth Institute it was called. And our apartment was the apartment. We had a DJ set up, and I would be playing. Everyone would just hang out in my room, and I would just bring records for everyone. And you know, that's how I started. That's how I started learning, and then I moved back to Rhode Island to continue my engineering career, and then I started DJing all over Providence, Rhode Island.
Do you remember your first vinyl that you purchased?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes, I bought it in Providence, Rhode Island. And it was called the Reese Project. Your Mind is called. And I still have this record. And I found out later, because then I was young, I didn't know, it's Kevin Saunderson from Detroit. It's his collective.
Yeah.
And he's like techno legend, but house too. And that is my first record I ever bought. It's crazy.
How do you think your sound and style has evolved throughout the years? From the moment that you learned till now?
It's, you know, when you're a DJ and you play music, there's the pressure to go with the trend, and then there's the art part of it where it's like, no, this is me. That's a very gray area to try to, you know, dance along. It's like, it's not a fine line. It's so wide. There's been times when I've kind of played a certain way and a certain vibe, and it's gotten me lots of gigs, and there's times when in my life where I've been like, you know, I'm just gonna stick to this vibe that I like to do. But I have to say, all that has molded me over my life to be who I am today. Someone who just, you know, I'll DJ a party, I'll do an after hours party where it's like underground house music, like, you know, cuts that you wouldn't hear, you don't typically hear out. And then like the next night I'll be in Manhattan up on a rooftop playing disco.
Yeah.
I love it. I kind of feel like being someone who's been in it so long, I need that variety. I really do. I really do. It makes me really happy. Like I don't like to pigeonhole sound at all. I like to traverse all different styles. Whether or not you can do it all in one night, Not typically. It all depends on where you are, the venue, the people, the crowd.
How many hours you have to play?
Yes.
Like
right.
for the set?
Yeah. But it's so nice to have been in the music for so long, like listening to music, DJing it for so long. I have a wide palette for music. Wow,
So do you actually, do you travel a lot for your DJ career, or you end up in New York City mostly?
I play mostly in New York City, yeah. I do get some travel gigs, not a lot. Still trying to make my way up to that tier level, I guess. I have played in Cuba, Puerto Rico, London this past fall, which was amazing. The Lion and Lamb, oh, that was amazing. And travel gigs here in the US, like Miami, Detroit. I love Detroit. And now San Francisco. Where else? Washington, D.C. But yeah, it's still, for the most part, the meat and potatoes is the New York City scene.
Yeah, you're a huge part.
Brooklyn, Queens, and Manhattan. Well, Brooklyn and Manhattan, really. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
It's funny, because like Manhattan and Brooklyn are like two like different worlds. It's so funny. Like people in Manhattan stay in Manhattan. People in Brooklyn stay in Brooklyn. Some of us cross-pollinate.
Yeah.
But I do. I'm like bouncing off. I love taking that bridge. I love taking that subway over the bridge, Williamsburg Bridge, whoop, and we're going right into Manhattan and going to play a gig at a club.
It sounds like you're one of those people that are also very like touch oriented, very tangible. Like especially was playing vinyl. So I'm sure like starting to buy gear and play with it and find pockets of sound where like it works is a huge way to learn as well.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
Do you have any gear currently that you are like favorites that you're working on?
I'm mostly in the box, which means you work in your computer. But I have so many friends in New York City that have studios and whatnot, and I'm able to go in their studios, we hang out, we just vibe out and work on music, and they have gear, and we'll use whatever they have on, available to us. But I'm also I love making music that's sample-based, which means I like finding old records, like funk and soul records, and I'll just find parts of those records and I'll sample them and I'll put it into like a sample editor in Ableton, Simpler it's called, and I'll just create new riffs with it and whatnot. It's actually my favorite way to make music. It's nice to have like a cool, keyboard and play something raw, just boom, but I love sampling things up. My favorite producers are the best samplers on the planet. Moody Man, Kenny Dope, Phil Weeks. I love the way they make music, and I like to try to carry that torch, to be honest with you. So my music is very sample-based. I do have a lot of tracks where it's actual, we use like hardware. A couple I just made recently, but I really love sampling up old stuff and trying to create something new with it. It's an art form.
You've had actually a lot of support on your tracks from incredible DJs and from very versatile, different walks of life. Was there ever a moment where you heard your track played in a set by an artist that you really, really, really look up to? That was like an oh shit moment.
Oh my God. You ready for this story?
Yeah.
Oh, this is hilarious. All right. I'm in Detroit. This was like 4 or 5 years ago. And Soul Clap, Charlie and Eli, I love them to death. And they signed my first ever release ever. And here I am, I think it's 2015, during Movement, which is the festival.
Yeah.
And we're at House of
Notorious.
Funk for their party. It's at TV Lounge. And we're there, and at some point I run into Charlie, and he's like, yo, come with me. And they were just about, they play like a couple of sets during the night, one outside, one inside. So at some point, he whisks me into the inside space and into the DJ booth, and they're about to do a set inside. And then when sunrise comes, they do a set outside. So we're inside, right? So Charlie goes on, I'm next to Eli, and things are going on, boom, 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 we're having fun. And suddenly I hear this track come on. And I'm like, oh man, I recognize that sample. There's something, I hear where this person got that sample. I go, Eli, what is he playing right now? He's like, dude, I have no idea. I'm like, all right, I know this sample though. Dude, do you know this sample? Do you hear it? He's like, I don't know. He's like, maybe it's Roy Ayers or something like that. I go, dude, all right, enough. Will you please ask him what he's playing? So he's like, dude, Dave wants to know what you're playing right now. And Charlie's like, are you kidding? It's his track. I could not believe this, that I actually was listening to my own song and I forgot about it because I was, at that moment, I was making so much music and it's all out there as demos. And not everything gets picked up. That's how it goes. You put out 10 tracks, and if you're lucky, if 2 or 3 of them get picked up, whatever. And you're making so many, you forget. And here I am I could not believe this. This was actually a moment for me. I'm like, wow, I am actually listening to my own song as if I am a new listener to what I made. Because when you work on music, you listen to the same loop like 1,000 times. You get sick of it. And someone who has never heard it has different ears.
Completely.
And here I am listening to my track like I've never heard it before, and I'm excited about it.
That's great.
And actually, you know what? It actually was a confidence builder. I'm like, you know what, dude? Your music's not that bad.
You're doing something right.
It's okay.
You're doing well if you track ID'd your own track.
Right.
If you track ID'd your own track.
I'm sitting there trying to train spot my own track.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, where'd they get that sample from?
You know how hard it is to ask for the name of a track from any of your DJ friends, let alone to track ID your own track. That's
Right.
that's a big moment, actually.
So it was hilarious. And then months later, I'm like with Eli, he's like, have you been noticing your own songs lately?
I love that.
So that was actually a very interesting moment in my producing career, like working on music, to just be there, listen to something and not realize I'm listening to my own song.
What's the craziest memory you have from DJing?
Oh, here I am playing this gig. It's called Mercury Bar. You know what? This place is still exists today, but I have no idea what it's called. Anyways, I'm here, and this place is popping off. And I am someone who's buying records every week. I am right up on the new music. I got the jams. And there was this one record that I bought. This is hilarious. I can't remember the name of the artist. All I remember is the title. And it said Titty Twister on it. And this record was 2 samples. It was a sample from Duran Duran and a sample from Nina Simone. The Nina Simone was it's a new day, it's a new dawn, it's a new day.
And I'm feeling good.
Thank you. Boom. And then
I got you.
Duran Duran was, I think it's called Save a Prayer for Me. Anyways, it was an import record. Back then, you always had to have that new stuff. I had it. And I put this record on. And this guy who worked at Boston Beat, who was the promoter for the party, who booked me, is there. And I put this record on. And he knew because he sold it to me. I put this record on, and the crowd just... And he walks into the booth, and he comes over to me, he's like, yo, Simon Le Bon is on your dance floor right now. And I go like this. I'm like, shut up, dude. You're just saying that because the record sampled Duran Duran. He's like, oh no, look, Simon Le Bon was on the dance floor
Yeah.
getting down to a brand new import house track that sampled Duran Duran.
That's pretty
Simon Le Bon's the
incredible.
lead singer of Duran Duran. You had to see this. He's like, as it turned out, Duran Duran had a concert that night in Boston, and he was after partying at our party.
That's pretty incredible.
When the night ended, he's at the bar, just chilling. And I couldn't believe, I was like, oh my God, I was playing a record that sampled Duran Duran, and there he is at the bar. I'm like, I gotta go say hi. So I got out of the booth, I walk over, I go, hi, my name's David. He's like, oh, hello, mate. He's like, nice to meet you, mate. He's like, by the way, what was that record you played? I'm like, oh, hold on, I'll go get it. I go back, I got the record,
Okay, you sampled on
I
it.
gave it to him, and he sat there, he wrote down all the information. I don't think he knew he was sampled. This is hilarious.
Found out later, yeah.
And I gotta tell you, in my studio in New York City, I have that. All I did was just grab a random white label jacket out of my record box, and I gave him, all I had was a ballpoint pen, and he signed it, and I actually have it.
Oh, that's great.
It's on my wall. To
That's
this day,
incredible.